Hey everyone, this is Nikita and welcome back to my channel. So I will continue the chapter periodic classification of elements part 2 in this video. So if you're really looking forward to learn about this chapter, stay tuned. Okay, so in my previous video, I have already discussed about the Mendeleev's periodic table, D'Aubigneau's triads and Newland's law of octaves, which had certain limitations which finally led to the modern periodic table. So Henry Moseley in 1913 modified Mendeleev's periodic law and atomic number was adopted as basis for modern periodic table. So basically in the previous in which we have learned about the different periodic laws which were given by different scientists, they took atomic mass as the basis of periodic table, but Henry Moseley, who basically came up with the modern periodic table, he basically modified it and used atomic number as the basis of modern periodic table. So what is modern periodic law? Properties of elements are periodic function of their atomic number. So this is very important, where questions also can be asked from this topic. So properties of elements are periodic functions of atomic masses. This was told by few scientists which came before the modern periodic law. So modern periodic law basically, which was given by Henry Moseley. So there is a little change, basically modification. You choose atomic number as the basis of periodicity, not atomic mass. Okay. Prediction and properties was made easier when elements were arranged on the basis of increasing atomic number. So basically when Henry Moseley did this slight change in which he changed the periodicity basis from atomic mass to atomic number, it was very easy to predict certain properties when elements were arranged on the basis of increasing atomic number. Anomalous position of hydrogen can be discussed in modern periodic table. So there one more important point is about the position of hydrogen, and this anomalous position of hydrogen was fixed properly in the modern periodic table. Okay, so this is how the modern periodic table looks. So basically there are 18 groups and 7 periods in modern periodic table. So groups are basically the vertical columns and periods are basically the horizontal rows. So modern periodic table has 18 groups and 7 periods. So let's count it. 18 groups: 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18. These are the 18 groups and there are 7 periods: 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Okay, so this is how the modern periodic table looks, where first of all atomic number was chosen as the basis of periodicity, and this first group element is called alkali metals, in which hydrogen is placed over here. Second group, which is the beryllium family, it is called alkali earth metal. This whole group of metals, these are called the transition metals because basically they form a boundary between S block, and these 13 to 18 group elements are called P block elements. So basically they form a bridge between S and P block. That's why they are called as transition elements, and they are basically D block elements. The two different series written over here is the lanthanide series and the actinide series, which are inner transition elements. So this is how the periodic table looks. I have given a little gist about it. So basically what we have learned, that it contains 18 groups and 7 periods. The basically elements are arranged in the order of increasing atomic number. Okay, now there are few important points which I have written down over here. Let's read about it. So basically I'm repeating it again. There are 18 groups and 7 periods in modern periodic table. Elements present in any one group have same number of valence electrons. So basically if you're talking about the valence electrons, if there are elements, basically this is one group, right? So beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium and radium, they all have the same valence electrons. Means elements which are basically present in a single group, they have the same number of valence electrons. What are valence electrons? The electrons which are present in the outermost shell. Okay, atoms of different elements with same number of occupied shells are placed in same period. So basically when talking about period, atoms of different elements that have same number of occupied shells, they fall in the same period. On moving from left to right, the atomic number increases by 1 unit. Okay, so the last point, it is that if you move from left to right like that, the atomic number increases by 1 unit. For example, if you take potassium, its atomic number is 19. So as you move from left to right, it is saying atomic number increases by 1. For calcium it is 20, 19 plus 1 20. For scandium it is 21, titanium 22, vanadium 23, and so on. So basically I'm not going in so much deep depth. Basically there are certain anomalies and there are certain differences in the atomic radii and contraction, lanthanide contraction, or differences in the size which you learn in your higher classes. So I'm keeping this topic over here, that there are many exceptions in organic chemistry. Basically all the elements do not follow the same order or same rule. So this was how it looked like, the periodic table. The maximum number of electrons that can be accommodated in a shell is given by 2n square. तो अगर हमें ये पता करना है कि what is the maximum of number of electron that can be accommodated in a shell, so there is a formula which is 2n square. n is the number of given shell. So for k shell it is 1. So 2n मतलब कि 1 का square it is 2. Hence first period has 2 elements. L shell 2 into 2 का square equals to 8. Second period has 8 elements. Okay, so talking about K shell, L shell and M shell, and that tells about the number of elements in a respective period. So basically for K shell, as I said, there are only two, basically the value is 2, that means hence the first period has 2 elements. Okay, so this is the shortest period which has 2 elements, that is 1 and 2, hydrogen and helium. Okay, for L shell 2 into 2 square 8, so second period has 8 elements, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Now for M shell 2 into 3 square, that means 18. Outermost shell can only have 8 electron, hence 8 elements. Valence electron determines the kind and number of bonds formed by an element. So basically also talking about the number of elements in third one, which is NaMg, this period 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, this also had 8 elements. So basically according to the 2n square formula, you can calculate the number of elements in respective period, and basically the number of valence electron, it helps us to determine the number of bonds formed by an element. Okay, so now we'll focus on the trends in modern periodic table. So what is valency? First point is valency. So valency is defined as the combining capacity of an element. Or in other words, maybe in more simplified terms, atoms having 1 2 3 or 4 valence electron normally lose these and show valencies 1 2 3 or 4. So basically if any metal has, or sorry, specifically atom has valence electron, they may be 1 2 3 4, so basically they lose the electrons easily and can show valency 1 2 3 and 4. Maybe for higher classes there are other elements also which shows maximum valency up to 7 or 8, but for now valency is basically number of valence electron if they are 1 2 3 or 4. But for more than 4, basically how do you calculate the valency? Valency equals to 8 minus number of valence electron if they are 5 6 7 and 8. Okay, now second is atomic size. What is atomic size? It is radius of an atom, distance between center of nucleus and outermost shell. So basically atomic size, how do you define it? It is defined as the distance between the center of nucleus and outermost shell. Atomic size increases down the group. So basically we have read a new trend here, that atomic size increases as you descend down the group. What is the reason behind it? New shells are being added as we go down the group, which increases distance between outermost electron and nucleus. Increase in number of shells dominate the nuclear charge. So basically as you descend from top to bottom, what happens? New number of shells are being added, so it basically increases the distance between the nucleus and outermost shell, so hence the atomic radii increases. I have taken the example of the lithium family over here, and radius is in picometer. Lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium. So the radius basically increases, as you can see, this is 152 picometer, 186, 231, 244 and 262. So I'm repeating it again. When you move down the group, You add, basically when you fill electrons, there is increase in the number of shells, due to which the distance between the nucleus and the outermost shell increases, hence atomic size increases down the group. ओके, सो अगर एक ट्रेंड आपको पता है, फॉर एग्जाम्पल अगर आप एक ग्रुप के अकॉर्डिंग एक ट्रेंड याद रख रहे हो, दैट विल बी जस्ट ऑपोजिट इन द केस ऑफ पीरियड व्हेन यू मूव अक्रॉस अ पीरियड. सिमिलरली एटॉमिक रेडियस डिक्रीज फ्रॉम लेफ्ट टू राइट अक्रॉस अ पीरियड. सो व्हाट आई सेड, इन द केस ऑफ ग्रुप व्हेन यू मूविंग डाउन द ग्रुप एटॉमिक रेडियस बढ़ता है. तो आप अगर इफ़ यू लाइक इट क्रिएट्स लॉट ऑफ कन्फ्यूजन, जस्ट रिमेंबर ट्रेंड्स ईदर इन द केस ऑफ period or in group, so it will be easier for you. Atomic radius decrease from left to right across a period. Reason: increase in nuclear charge which pulls electron closer and reduces size of atom. So what is the reason behind the atomic radii decreasing in the case of period, when you move across a period? What happens? Nuclear charge increases. That is the most dominant factor when you move from left to right. In nuclear charge increases. What is nuclear charge? Basically it means the number of protons it increases, which pulls electron closer and hence reduces the size of atom. तो यहाँ पे if I am moving across the period basically from left to right, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen. So the radius is decreasing. See, 111 picometer, 88, 77, 74 and 66. So when you move from left to right, basically the atomic radii decreases due to the increase in the nuclear charge, which is the dominant factor. Obviously अगर पॉजिटिव चार्ज ज़्यादा प्रेजेंट है, इट विल हैव मोर टेंडेंसी टू अट्रैक्ट इलेक्ट्रॉन टुवर्ड्स इटसेल्फ, हेंस एटॉमिक रेडियाई डिक्रीजेस. नाउ metallic and non-metallic properties. Metals like sodium and magnesium are towards left hand side of periodic table. Okay, non-metals like sulfur, chlorine are found on right hand table. So basically talking about the metallic and non-metallic properties, metals like sodium and magnesium, basically this part, basically the left part consists of elements and the right part basically consists of the non-metals, not elements, metals, and the left side contains the metals and right hand side contains the non-metals, which is, it has given example about sulfur and chlorine, and for metal it has given example about sodium and magnesium. ठीक है. Now what is the another point? Let's read. Borderline elements, boron, silicon, germanium, tellurium are intermediate in properties and called metalloids or semi-metals. So basically there are few elements whose example has been mentioned over here, which is boron, silicon, germanium and tellurium, which shows intermediate properties and they are not true metals. Basically they are borderline, they fall in the borderline metals and are called as metalloids or semi-metals. So what are the examples of the semi-metals? Silicon, germanium and tellurium. ठीक है, which falls over here. Silicon, germanium and tellurium, these are called as metalloids. So हमेशा याद रखना, left hand side of the periodic table basically consists of the metals, whereas the right hand side to P block में basically 13 to 18 वाले range elements, this one it consists of non-metals. Also all are not non-metals. There are few elements which shows properties basically in the borderline, so they are called as semi-metals or metalloids. Now next point is metals tend to lose electron while they form bonds and are electropositive in nature. So यहाँ पे एक nature बताया गया है about metals कि वो बहुत easily electrons lose कर सकते हैं. Okay, this is one characteristic of metals. They form bonds and are electropositive in nature. Obviously अगर कोई metal या कोई भी एटम इजीली इलेक्ट्रॉन लूज कर रहा है, ऑब्वियसली इट विल बी इलेक्ट्रोपॉजिटिव इन नेचर. मेटेलिक कैरेक्टर डिक्रीजेज अक्रॉस अ पीरियड एंड इंक्रीजेज डाउन द ग्रुप. सो metallic character basically decreases across the period and increases down the group. What is the reason behind it? On moving down the group, the effective nuclear charge experienced by valence electron decreases as outermost electrons are far away from nucleus and can be lost easily. Hence metallic character decreases across a period and increases down the group. तो इसका रीज़न क्या है? मैंने सबसे पहले एटॉमिक साइज व्हेन आई डिस्कस्ड अबाउट इट, आई सेड दैट basically when you move across a group there is increase in number of shells. ठीक है. Also the distance between nucleus and the outermost electron is way too much. तो उसमें क्या होता है कि जो valence electrons are not such effectively held and then they can be lost very easily. That's why metallic character increases down the group and decreases across a period. Next, Non-metals are found on right hand side, I've discussed about it, which helps to predict nature of oxides. Oxides of metals are basic and non-metals are acidic in general. यहाँ पे एक और पॉइंट है, ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट है. व्हाट इज द नेचर ऑफ ऑक्साइड्स ऑफ मेटल्स एंड नॉन मेटल्स? सो बेसिकली द ऑक्साइड्स ऑफ मेटल्स आर बेसिक and non-metals are acidic in general. Reason: non-metal oxides are called acidic oxides because when non-metal reacts with oxygen it forms oxide which on dissolving with water gives acid. तो ये एक reason है basically talking about the acidic and basic oxides. So what I said, metals basically form basic oxides whereas the non-metal oxides are acidic in general. Non-metal oxides का क्या होता है, वो acidic oxides से क्यों बोलते हैं? बिकॉज जब नॉन मेटल का रिएक्शन ऑक्सीजन से होता है इट फॉर्म्स एन ऑक्साइड और इसका रिएक्शन जब वाटर से होता है इट गिव्स एन एसिड. दैट्स वाई इट इज़ एसिडिक. मेटल ऑक्साइड्स आर बेसिक एज दे कैन ईजिली फर्निश OH माइनस आयन इन सोल्यूशन. तो मेटल ऑक्साइड्स एज आई सेड अबाउट इट्स नेचर कि वो बेसिक होते हैं बिकॉज दे कैन ईजिली गिव अवे OH माइनस आयन्स. नाउ नेक्स्ट ट्रेंड इज इलेक्ट्रोनेगेटिविटी. ठीक है, सो व्हाट इज इलेक्ट्रोनेगेटिविटी? It is tendency of an atom to attract shared pair of electron towards itself. So electronegativity means tendency of any atom basically to attract nicely the pair of electrons towards itself. Moving down the group, electronegativity decreases due to increase in distance between nucleus and valence electron shell. तो basically अगर आप towards the group basically top to bottom move कर रहे हो, electronegativity कम होती है due to increase in distance between nucleus and valence electron. That means outermost shell. For period, electronegativity increases as there are more positive protons in nucleus which creates a stronger pull on negative electrons. So basically if you are talking about moving across a period, electronegativity basically increases. What is the reason behind it? Because positive protons basically ज़्यादा होते हैं. Protons are definitely positive. Positive जो protons होता है they are basically very present in very large amount which creates a stronger pull to attract the negative electrons due to which the electronegativity increases across a period. Okay, so that was all about the trends in modern periodic table and the modern periodic table which I have discussed in a very detailed way in this video, and I have completed the chapter periodic classification of elements. In the few upcoming videos I will be solving questions from this chapter. So I hope this video was useful for you, and if you like it please give it a big fat thumbs up and do like, share and subscribe if you want more chemistry tutorials, and keep watching and thank you.